All right.
What's up, Dad? I'm Bradley Hasemeyer, father of two, and I love cars just like you do. And I'd like to be the first to say congratulations, because if you're watching a review about the 2025 Nissan Z Nismo, that means you, my friend, have 70,000 bucks you can just throw down on a toy, and a really fun one at that. Dads, we all know that adulting is basically being in high school, except now you have some money. And that's why you buy the 2025 Nissan Z, especially the Nismo. This thing is a retro grab with retro vibes, harkening back to the nostalgic past. In fact, when I was in high school, the 300ZX was the car to have. It was absolutely turning heads, breaking necks, dropping jaws. And the athletic director at my school had one, and I'll never forget. It was white, always had his own parking space, and we would drive past that on the bus looking out the window like, one day, man, one day. And when Nissan brought back the Z a couple years ago, they leaned into that retro element, right? You got the cool design back here, the flat back, the long nose, the quick roof on the back here, the hatch. I mean, this thing is a retro grab, and they're hoping the dads are gonna say, yeah, that's worth reliving my high school dreams for $70,000. What to do? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you 3 pros and 3 cons to help you decide if Dad drives the 2025 Nissan Z Nismo. Let's go. What do you, come on, let's go. Pro number 1, the design. I love the looks of this. It adheres to those early Z cars way back in the 60s, all the way through all the different generations. Some of those unique styling elements, the long hood here, they actually push the engine back even a little bit more to try to give you a better center of gravity. This sloping roof that comes all the way down, very long, and then squared off right at the back. Those slit taillights at the back. There's even Z emblems on the side, specifically of this one, because it's gonna adhere to some of those early throwback Z retro vibes. So I love all that. Specifically, this Z Nismo also dials up the style even more with hood graphics and Nismo logos throughout on the front, on the back, on the interior. So the styling of this is great. The front of the car kind of has like an eagle look with the way the hood is kind of like a beak, and these are kind of like the eyes, but that's fine. I like aggressive birds. Get out of here, get out of here. There we go, broke the wheels loose. Oh, come on. That is why you buy the 2025 Nissan Z Nismo. Good grief. 420 horsepower, twin turbo, 3-liter V6. Wow, this thing scoots. What a sound too. Woo! I had to roll the windows down just so I could really grab all that audio for you and for me. What a wonderful sound coming out of those 2 exhaust pipes in the back. Something I really appreciate about the way they've tuned this is that it gets almost all of its torque. It's 350 something, we'll put a graphic up. And you access most of that at only 1600 RPM. That means you're getting off that line real quick, and that's also because you got a 9-speed, so you can click through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Imagine if you were shifting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, your left foot would just be giant because of how many times you'd be pushing the clutch in. And that's probably why they only give you the Nismo in an automatic and not a manual. Man, it sounds good, doesn't it? It's giving GTR vibes. Yeah, I'm digging that. Having 9 speeds is crazy. What if you had a 9-speed manual? The whole day, you'd just be like this. Run, 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 run. I feel like that's how every Fast and Furious movie is. They just keep cutting back. There's only 4 speeds on some of those cars, and yet just shifting beyond, way beyond 4. They're like 16 with all the cutbacks. I love it. Now, in terms of suspension, the Nismo dials it up. You've got a sway bar in the front. You've got better brakes, better tires, better wheels. The actual dampening has been adjusted. The suspension is stiffer, and you can feel that. I mean, in terms of, you know, your lateral, it's definitely a lot more left and right than, you know, floaty. Again, I haven't driven the actual base version of this, so I can't speak to how much better this is, but this is definitely more like along the lines of a 718, like a Cayman or a Boxster, something like that. But what's crazy is for only $5,000 more than this vehicle right here, the way it's trimmed, a little bit less than $5,000 actually, you can get a 718 Cayman. How rare this car is to see. I never see it. And dad life's not about being just the gray SUV in the grocery store parking lot. No, I mean, there's times for that, sure. But if you can choose and you can pick, then you should get something that's rare, something that you don't see very much, and that would be this car. But there are some downsides too. Now, one of the biggest gripes that I've seen online, a lot of people have talked about, and I noticed myself, you're giving me a 420 horsepower rear wheel drive car with sports car throughout, and I can't get it in a manual? You can in the lower trims, but this Nismo with all the things and all the speed and the stiffer suspension and everything, I still want that connection. This is the type of car that should have 3 pedals. Not every car needs 3 pedals, it's a sports car, but the Nissan Z does, so that's kind of a bummer. Another downside that I noticed when I got in is the inside, albeit minimal, is kind of this weirdly like sort of outdated, but not vintage and retro enough. I mean, you've got these really cool analog gauges up here. You've got an actual handbrake, right? I love that. But then there's just kind of some other elements that feel, I don't know. It's hard to pinpoint, but it's one of those things that I've seen other people talk about and I agreed with when I got in. Just a little underwhelmed, I guess. There are a couple standout features I really like. This leather and Alcantara wrapped steering wheel. I kind of wish it were a flat bottom, but maybe that's, you know, vintage vibes. Back in the day, everything was a circle. Speaking of circles, you got these 3 cool gauges right up here. We'll cut to some B-roll so you can see what I'm talking about. You've got your turbo boost, you've got your turbo speed, and you've got a battery monitor for volts. And finally, and maybe this is even the biggest sticking point of all, this is a $70,000 car. I can't even believe that. I had to check the numbers twice. Now, granted, the base is like $45,000. And of course, any car from a 3 Series up to M3, there's a huge difference in price, but I just can't imagine $70,000 for a retro grab. And that's basically what it is. Don't get me wrong, the Nismo brings a whole new element to this vehicle. I haven't driven the other Z, but I imagine it would feel like a totally different car. I mean, not only are you getting style points and you're getting the even more exclusive and rare element because it's a Nismo, but you're also missing stiffer suspension, better tires, better wheels, all of that makes this basically a track-focused, track-attack car that you can also run around and grab groceries in. So, I don't know, but 70's a lot. One thing that is worth noting about the stiffer suspension on this Nismo, it does kind of beat you up. I was reading an article and someone was saying that the actual Z, the base isn't stiff enough and this one's too stiff. So make sure you get out and actually test drive one of these before you just order one online, because these seats are very tight. As long as you skipped breakfast and you're working on your dad bod, I think this could work for you. But there's no heated seats and there's no ventilated seats, and both of which I think would be important for, again, 70,000 bucks. Just throw those in. Maybe it's got to be as light as possible. It's all power to weight. But yeah, that's also worth noting. The comfortability of taking this for a long drive. All right, so what do you think, huh, Dad? I mean, if you want something to fling around the track and you got the pockets, I would say go for it. Especially if you love the nostalgia, the retro vibes. That's such a fun element to this car, and to think about you had it on your bedroom wall and now it's in your garage. But if you also want to be able to pay your mortgage and have something similar but not exactly the same, maybe look for the base model. It's only 20 horsepower less, and you could probably add on some of these components, a stabilizer bar, a sway bar, change the tires and wheels and some of those elements and get pretty close to this and not have to worry about that $70,000 price tag. All right, make sure you're following us for up-to-the-minute social posts. We've got articles, we've got videos, we've got all kinds of great stuff that you need to know about. For now, I'm Bradley Hasemeyer. Have a great day and enjoy your drive. Oh, yes. Almost caught air. I think there's a wasp trying to make a baby with my car right now. That would be a really cool animal. The wasp Nismo version. Oh.